Applying for colleges may seem daunting and stressful for both students and parents. Colleges serve as a marker to both the beginning and end, the end of childhood and the beginning of young adulthood. Especially amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, when students are focused to continue their education mostly online, some parents may even question if it is worth it for their students to pursue a higher level of education. However, we as undergraduates of USC understand these difficulties, having been and currently going through these challenges ourselves. Still, knowing is half the game. We hope our video today will provide you with more information that you can use to support your kids during their senior year of college, as they apply for college or consider other options. For that reason, we wish to provide you some tips and advice as past college applicants. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hi, my name is Isabelle Lee, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about understanding the timeline for applying to colleges. Preparing for college starts before senior year with preparatory classes and standardized exams, but the bulk of applications begin during senior year of high school. So in January through May of junior year, it is a good idea to meet with your counselor to discuss college plans, plan ACT or SAT test dates, and if you have the availability, college visits. In June through August of senior year, students should begin to brainstorm, pre-write, and complete 3 to 4 drafts of the Common App essay, otherwise known as a personal statement essay. It is also vital to begin all application accounts such as Common App, Coalition App, or UC applications and simply complete all demographic information sections. During September of senior year, students should seek feedback and finalize their Common App essay as well as their school list, make sure all test scores are on their application site, and decide which schools they are applying early action or early decision for if you decide to apply to any schools early. Also, make sure to keep in mind that the supplemental essays for each school are due at a certain time and keep track of which ones are due when. Lastly, it is vital to also check in with recommenders to ensure that their letters are sent on time. In December of senior year, finalize all regular college applications and complete all applications at this time. In March or April, view all acceptances and come to a final decision by May. And don't forget to thank your teachers, counselors, and recommenders when all is said and done. Although this seems to be a stressful period with many deadlines, if planned properly and completed little at a time, it can be a very rewarding experience. Good luck!
Parents should be aware of 2 of the most important financial aid documents they will need to submit in order for their child to receive need-based scholarships. They are the FAFSA and sometimes the CSS profile as well. The FAFSA is a form to apply for federal loans, grants, and work-study programs. It calculates your eligibility based on financial need with respect to the estimated cost of attendance and family contribution. You can submit the FAFSA online or by mail, designating up to 10 colleges and universities as recipients. The FAFSA deadline must be submitted by the summer after senior year of high school, but usually families begin filling out the form at the beginning of the student's senior year and submit it in the fall. The CSS profile is through College Board, and it is an online application for non-federal student financial aid. You can gain access to a large source of funding that may not be available through FAFSA alone, so applying to both the FAFSA and CSS is standard. To complete the CSS profile, you will need your most recently completed tax returns, W-2 forms, and other records of current year income, records of untaxed income, current bank statements, and records of savings, stocks, bonds, and trusts. To sign in, use the student's College Board profile that they use for the PSAT and AP exams. It costs $25 for the initial application and 1 college report. Additional reports are $16. However, there are fee waivers for low-income students. The CSS profile deadline varies. Most schools' deadlines are between January 1st and March 31st, but it's good to apply as close to the opening date as possible.
Now, we're going to talk about a few great ways to support your student during the college admissions process. Firstly, like all good things, finalizing college applications takes time. It's a great idea to encourage your student to start looking over the application and the essay questions as early as the summer before senior year. This helps them get a good feel for the problems and the amount of time they'll need to dedicate to each application. Also, they have time to start brainstorming and writing their essays before their schoolwork begins to pile up. They'll also have plenty of time to make multiple drafts of the essay and supplemental questions before the actual deadline arrives. Secondly, another great way to support your student is by helping them keep track of deadlines. During the college admissions process, students are expected to continue doing their academic work, any extracurricular activities they may participate in, and also complete multiple lengthy applications. All of this can get a bit overwhelming. Having a spreadsheet of all of your students' colleges with the dates of when to submit the application, when to submit test scores, and any other applicable information can really help lighten the burden on your student. Furthermore, with all of the essays and supplemental questions your student is going to have to write, it's super helpful to have a dedicated editor. Someone who can help you think through the larger essay questions and also read over your answers to provide some constructive criticisms. During my college process, my mother read so many of my essays, and having another set of eyes read over my work really helped me improve my writing. Most importantly though, constantly remind your student that you are proud of them and will support them regardless of what colleges decide. This is extremely important as a rejection letter, even from a reach school, hurts and can affect your student's self-confidence. Therefore, it's important to remind them that the college application process is full of uncertainties, and the rejection from a college should not be a measure of your student's worth. Encourage them to reach out to you or their counselors if they begin to feel overwhelmed by the process, and remind them that they aren't in it alone. During my personal college admissions process, I was rejected by my top reach school at the time. Initially, I tried to shrug it off by saying it didn't really matter because they have a low acceptance rate, or it was just a reach school anyway. But after a couple of days, I really felt the sting of the rejection. As much as I told myself that I didn't care or that it wasn't important to me, I still found myself hurting because I didn't get accepted. That's when I found it most important to lean on my family for support. This was one of my first decisions I had gotten back, and it really shook my confidence in the rest of my applications. My parents were always there to reassure me that one college decision doesn't foreshadow anything for the future, and more importantly, that my rejection from a school doesn't signify anything about my self-worth. Looking back on my college process, I'm extremely grateful that I had them to lean on during those stressful times, because their constant motivating reminders and support really helped me step above the rejections and focus on the exciting transition I was making in my life. The college admissions process is undoubtedly a stressful time for everyone, and it's important to remind your student that they are not alone. Having their back is the best way to help relieve some of the pressure they're under and help turn the process into a memorable experience.
Four-year colleges are not always in your child's life plan, and that is completely okay. There are many things that your child can do in place of going to college that can lead to a successful and productive lifestyle. If your child is not sure what they want to do in life, they can volunteer or try an apprenticeship or fellowship. This can allow them to explore new or old skills that they might be interested in and learn about a certain trade. Volunteering has many positives because they can give back to the community while also learning important life skills such as teamwork, compassion, understanding, etc. There are countless numbers of volunteering opportunities in communities such as organizations and companies that need some extra help. Additionally, apprenticeships and fellowships allow your child to learn work skills or trade skills while getting paid. This could be a great introduction into the workforce for your child while allowing them to explore different passions or interests that they might have. Additionally, instead of attending a four-year college, your child can think about enrolling in a community college or even a technical college. A community college will allow your child to get a strong education and basis in subjects like English, math, and science, and earn an associate's degree or even a certification into dental hygiene, web design, and much more. Additionally, students are able to transfer into a four-year university if they aren't ready to go straight to a four-year university right after high school. Technical colleges might also be a great choice for careers for certain skills like mechanics or carpentry. Thus, there are many possible alternatives to a four-year college that are just as productive and beneficial to your child's wants. Now, if you're really set on your child attending a four-year college, you can try encouraging your child to take a gap year to find out what they might want in life. Having this gap year can allow your child to discover their passions for a certain job set, learn more about different career choices, or even take some much needed time to relax before the bustle of college. There is no need to rush into making a decision because there are many alternatives for a four-year college that could be equally as beneficial for your child.
While we've covered a wide range of topics, with these tools under your belt, you should be able to better prepare your student for both the college application process and a future university experience as a whole. I would like to leave a short remark. Even when I was applying for college as a high school senior, I was worried about whether I would get into a good top college, if I would be able to pay for the exorbitant tuition fees, and if my SAT score was high enough. These are all legitimate concerns and thoughts we come across as applicants facing an uncertain future. This applies not only to the applicant but also to the parents. This is why I found having an intimate support group to be so important. Just having someone to vent your frustration with and get personal advice from was a much greater help than anything else I could imagine. This might be something your child also needs during this time. Try to listen to them and help them in the best way you can. Also, people tend to stress about the application process, like what extracurriculars your child finished, what award they earned, etc. Personally, I found that if the college thinks your child will be a good fit, they'll do everything in their power to get your child into their institution, regardless of the numbers of medals or awards. They might give them a full tuition scholarship, place them under a special program, or something like that. So don't worry about the activities. These college applicant readers are more interested in your children's potential for growth over how many accomplishments they can list. It is more important that you be there to help them and help your children express themselves in their essays and interviews. This is where their personality will show and will likely ultimately decide who the college admission team admits into their incoming class. So try to help your children build up their confidence and help them appeal their best qualities to the admissions committee. This ends our last video for the Scholars Leading Scholars from the Spring 2021 Content Creation Committee. We hope that these videos helped you and provided at least some relief about the application process. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.